Morning student. So now in this lecture we will complete outer orbital complexes. So before starting the definition of this type of complexes, we have to show the orbital picture and the shape of this complex. And this is the complex COF6 3-. In this complex, the cobalt is central metal atom and the ligand species are fluoride ion. There are 6 fluoride ions and the 1 cobalt. And this is the first step to calculate the oxidation number. So for defining the structure, geometry and paramagnetic character and the diamagnetic character, we have to show the orbital diagram for this complex. So the first step is to the calculation for oxidation number for this central metal atom. So let the oxidation state of cobalt be X. So there's 1 cobalt and 6 fluorine, and the overall charge will be -3. We have to put -3 this side because the overall charge is -3. And if the charge will be 0, then we can put 0. But now this time the charge is -3, so this side also -3. And we have already assumed that the oxidation number of cobalt is X, and the charge we have to put the charges this side. The fluorine, so for calculating the oxidation state, the remaining atoms, so in the case of remaining atoms, we have to put the charges. So the charge for fluorine is -1 and this is -3. So X minus 6 equals to -3 and X equals to -3 plus 6 and it will be plus 3. So we can say that in this complex, cobalt is in +3 oxidation state. So this is the first step. You can pause the video and then you can write. You can write it in your lectures. So this is the oxidation state. Now we can say that cobalt is in +3 oxidation state for this complex species. Now the next step is to show the electronic configuration for cobalt. So the atomic number is 27. So according to Aufbau rule, we have to show the electronic configuration. So 1s2 ... Indirect we can put, and 3d7 4s2. This is the configuration. You can do from your own side according to Aufbau rule. Now, but this side the cobalt is not in neutral form. The oxidation state is +3. So we have to show the electronic configuration for +3, cobalt +3. So 1s2 ... In +3 means the 3 electron has already eliminated from the neutral cobalt atom. So 3 electrons should be eliminated from this electronic configuration. So 2 electrons we can eliminate from this side and 1 electron from this side. So overall 3 electrons should be eliminated. So 4s0 and 3d7, not 3d7, there should be 3d6. Means 3 electrons is already eliminated from this cobalt, because in this complex the oxidation number is +3 and +3 means 3 electrons is already eliminated. Now we have to show the orbital diagram for these for this electronic configuration. Now the orbital picture has completed. So this is 3D, this side 3D, and this is 4s, and this is 4p, and this is 4d. These will be empty, but we have to show all the possible atomic orbitals. So now total electrons are 6, and if we want to fill the electron in the d orbital of the central metal atom, then we have to follow Newton's rule. And firstly, in the case of the ligands, if the ligands are weak, for example, there are the 2 types of ligands: the strong ligands and the weak ligands. Strong field ligands and weak field ligands. So, for example, strong field ligands are carbon monoxide, cyanide, and sometimes ammonia. There is some case for ammonia, and when it will be strong and when it will be weak. So it depends upon the condition. We will discuss later. Then weak ligands are fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo, and water. They all are weak. So if the ligands are weak in the coordination species, then we have to follow Huygens rule. But if the ligands are strong, then the Huygens rule will not be followed. And there is some concept behind it we will discuss later, because this thing should be clear with the help of crystal field theory. And the crystal field theory will be the upcoming lecture. So the 6 electrons are here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is according to Huygens rule. The 6th electron has completed. We have filled the 6th electron. Now in S, 4s orbital, there is 0 electron. 4p is empty and 4d is empty. Okay, this is the orbital diagram. Now we have to show the bonding for this complex. So in this complex there are the 6 ligands. So for the proper bonding we have to show the ligand rule as well. So there are 6 ligands. So what is the speciality of the ligands? The ligands will donate the lone pair of electron to the empty d orbital or any orbital of the central metal atom. So we have done with this cobalt plus 3. These are the orbital of cobalt plus 3. Now we have to show the bonding, and bonding with the help of ligands. The ligands will donate 1 lone pair of the electron to each orbital of the cobalt. So 6 ligands are there, and one ligand needs one empty d orbital so that it can donate the lone pair of electron. Why it needs only one? Because one ligand can donate 2 electrons, means 1 pair of electron, and in one orbital the maximum 2 electron can be accommodated. We can fill only 2 electrons in one orbital. So there are 6 ligands. So these are empty. These are not perfectly empty. They are means only one electron is there, and we want the whole box empty so that we can fill the 2 electron from this ligands. So 6 fluorine lone pairs, fluorine ion will donate 2 electrons from each box. 1 box, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Why only 6 box? Why only 6 orbital? Because there are 6 ligands. If there are 8, so we have to fill these box also. And if there are 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4 will be there. But now this time the ligands are 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 portion we have to take. And it will make the bond F minus, F minus, F minus, F minus. And these orbitals are taking part in bonding. So we have to draw a box. And this box is showing the hybridization. Means this box indicates that these participating atomic orbitals, they all having the similar or identical energy contents, energy levels. Because in hybridization there is some concept that during the hybridization the participating atomic orbital they redistribute their energy levels so that they can attain a definite or a comparable level or a similar energy level. So this is the hybridization will be sp3d2. Means in this complex the hybridization will be sp3d2. Why sp3d2? Because 1s and 3p and 2d orbitals are taking part in bonding, or we can say that taking part in hybridization. So the hybridization will be sp3d2. And this complex will be known as outer orbital. And why it is known as outer orbital? Because the d orbital is from outer side. If these 2 atomic orbital, if they are taking part in hybridization, for example, there should be d2sp3. These 2 d orbital will take part. If these 2 and this s and this pp will take part in hybridization, then it will be d2sp3. And d2sp3 means inner orbital, because this is from dd and this is 4s. This is from 4s and this is 4p and this is 4d. So if n-d orbital will take part in hybridization, then the complex will be outer orbital. And if the n-1, for example, this is 4s, so we can say that this is n and this is 4p, so np, and this is 4d, so nd. So 3 will be n-1. So if the n-1 d orbital will take part in bonding, or we can say that d2sp3 hybridization will be there, so the complex will be inner orbital. But this time these outermost d orbitals are taking part in bonding or in hybridization for this complex. So this complex will be termed as outer orbital complex. In simple term, you can assume that if the hybridization is 3to-sp3, so the complex will be inner orbital, and if the hybridization is the sp3d2, then the complex will be outer orbital. Now we will check that the complex is paramagnetic or diamagnetic. So we know about the paramagnetic. Paramagnetic character means if there are any unpaired electron in this complex, then the complex will be paramagnetic, and if there's no any free electrons, then the complex will be di. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 unpaired electrons are present. So the complex will be paramagnetic. So this is paramagnetic complex. Because in competition level or in any ISC or CBSC examination, in question paper they can ask about the character of this complex, that whether it is paramagnetic or magnetic in nature. So according to the electron, if the electron is unpaired, then the compound here complex will be para. If there is no unpaired, if these electrons are paired, then the complex will be di. But this time there are the 4 unpaired electrons are present, so the complex will be paramagnetic. Okay. Now in last step we have to show the diagram. So we have to show the diagram for this complex. So if the hybridization is sp3d2 or d2sp3, we have already learned in 11th class that the shape or the geometry will be octahedral. So you have to follow octahedral structure. So this is octahedral structure. This side and this side. Here is cobalt, cobalt, and this is fluorine. And the overall charge is -3. So this is the structure for this complex, and we can show the coordinate bond. Okay, so 1 cobalt and 6 fluoride radical, and the overall charge is -3. Okay, so now I think it is clear. So in next lecture we will complete the inner orbital complex again. Okay, thank you.